Good Friday morning of the seventh week of the year. Let me read it from James, okay? This is him. He throws his weight around. He was a tough cookie. Do not complain, brothers and sisters, about one another, that you may not be judged. Take it easy, see? Behold, a judge is standing before the gates. Take as an example of hardship and patience, brothers and sisters, the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. Indeed, we call blessed those who have persevered. You have heard of the perseverance of Job, and you have seen the purpose of the Lord, because the Lord is compassionate and merciful. Above all, brothers and sisters, do not swear, either by heaven or by earth, with any other oath. But let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no. That's that you may not incur condemnation. Hey, by the way, I have to take that last part, don't swear. He's not talking about dropping the F-bomb, okay? He's talking about cursing or swearing an oath. That's what he's talking about. See, I'm guilty of cussing, holy moly, but not of swearing. I don't call down heaven and earth on anyone. See, I don't take oaths. The only oaths I ever took were the oaths, poverty, chastity, and obedience, the vows. And they weren't oaths, the vows. See? That's very important. Cussing is one thing. I don't use the word cursing. Cussing, being vulgar, that's one thing. It's impolite, it's ugly, and stupid. And in that sense, it's very wrong. It's disfiguring, self-disfiguring. But it isn't cursing in the way James is condemning. It would be different if I meant it. If you say to somebody, God damn it, and mean it. May God damn it. They mean it. That's cursing. You say, God damn it, you know what I mean? That's not cursing, that's cussing. Wrong. Shouldn't take the Lord's name in that sense in vain. But what he means in vain here is to curse and intended as a curse. Call God down on somebody. That's not it. See, I'm not defending myself. It's really a matter of clarity, because you've got to know the difference between vulgarity and cursing. I'm guilty of massive vulgarities, but not of cursing. You're condemned for cursing, not for being vulgar. The world will do a job on you for being vulgar, and the girls will reject you and this and that, But it is not a good thing at all. It is not a good thing at all. But it is not cursing in the sense condemned by Christ. No. So the rest of it is this. Let me read the rest of the text. Actually, go back to the beginning of it. He said, don't complain, brothers and sisters, about one another. Lay off each other, that you may not be judged. Don't go complaining about each other. It's that guy who wants you to live together, Lay off the biting. Okay? Behold, the judge is standing before the gates. Take as an example the hardship and patience of the prophets. Okay? Indeed, we call blessed those who have persevered. See? Let me say this about, and he gives Job as an example of it. The virtue that we heard the most of when I entered the order 65 years ago, was perseverance. Not even charity, was perseverance. Is to engage, to join, and to persevere in one's commitments. I would say when a person gets married, the key virtue is fidelity through perseverance. That you honor your vows by a life of persevering in the active loving of your spouse. You persevere in caring beyond yourself. You care about them and your family. See? It's not legalistic. It's perseverance is a commitment of the heart and mind to the good of the other and one's own good. Persevere. We used to hear that in the monastery. Be faithful, persevere in the vocation. Does that mean you're never going to leave? You're never going to leave? It means that you acquire the virtues of being a passionist and you live it. You live the life. For the vast majority of you listening to this thing here today or watching it, you persevere in being faithful to your spouse and your families, your professional lives. You're consistent in the virtues required. The virtues required to bring wholeness to your existence and the existence of those blessed and privileged to be part of your life, and you part of theirs. See, that's a big difference. It's not negative. It's positive. I don't know how else to put it. See, you know, to persevere, to stay the course, to stay the course. And I think in marriage, it's got to be difficult to persevere, not just to be externally faithful, to be persevere and being actively faithful in seeking the good of your spouse, the happiness of your spouse. See, the happiness, and searching and seeking, always not searching, but seeking and being sensitive to what will make him or her truly happy. See, knowing through the course of a lifetime living together what brings her or him pleasure in the deepest sense of the word, a deep happiness, a flourishingly wonderful happiness. And you seek that happiness. Let me say this, you don't ask what's in it for me. You always ask from your heart what's in it for her, what's in it for him. See, you don't ask the order to serve me, but how well do I serve the order? What's in it when I join the outfit? What's in it for the order? What do I bring to the order? How best do I serve her? See? Not what's in it for me. When you ask the question, what's in it for me, you're already on the wrong track. Most likely you'll end up with just that, the answer to your question, which will be nothing but yourself. You'll die alone. And unfortunately, the racket that I'm in, not the teaching racket, but the priestly racket, I've seen so many cases where marriages had become sterile or hostile. Both are bad because of selfishness. The inability, the lack of active fidelity to really caring about the happiness of their partner, their spouse, but rather thinking only, am I happy? Am I content? Am I satisfied? What's in it for me? Even if a person is passively faithful, they don't get involved with someone else. They can be actively unfaithful by not caring a lot and enough about their family and their spouse, especially their spouse. Family care comes almost automatically. You have no choice, but you can choose to be selfish with your spouse. And in my experience, that's the death knell. It's my experience. You see the pattern, and once you see the pattern, it's hard because those are habits of the heart. Selfishness is a really deep vice. Very difficult to overcome it. I remember a woman saying, well, I think it was the wife saying when she first, well, he'll learn, he'll get over it. No, he won't. No, he won't. What you see is what you got. Or he says, well, she'll come around. No, she won't. No, she won't. See? Why? Because what you're complaining about is precisely a vice. And it's a significant one for you to even notice it. See? I'm just using an example, probably a poor one, but you get the point. Many times in a marriage, you find out that it isn't infidelity, but lack of fidelity, lack of emotional commitment, in a sense of generosity toward one another. The cliche, what's in it for me, is a perfect cliche that covers it. When you're asking in any relationship, what's in it for me? As opposed to, did I make her happy? Did I make him happy? See, did I make her happy? See? Not what's in it for me. What's in it for her? What's in it for him? That's the truth. Can I make his life or her life richer? See? That's the truth. I have to ask that. My commitment to the order. Have I loved the order well? Not what he did for me. I'm super conscious of that. But have I made a contribution to them? Have I made the order richer by my presence within it? My marriage to the order, as the order prospered in that regard because of me. And to what extent, you see? Those are good questions. Not what's in it for me, but what's in it for you.